The King.
Yesterday, Joel Embiid put in a little pitch for LeBron via the USA Today. He's the best player in the league at this moment, so I think he takes us to another level, which is important because at the end of the day, I want to be a champion. James Harden, not really feeling the pitches, telling the LA Times, quote, I don't think there's anybody that can persuade him to go where he wants to go. No GM, no friend, nobody can persuade him other than maybe his kids and his wife. Whatever he decides to do, he'll do it. And Amin Al-Hassan had this to say about pitching LeBron.
You are falling for the oldest okie doke in the book. It is like when a significant other says, when you ask them, what do you want for your birthday? Just something quiet. Don't make a big deal. It's not a big deal. And then when you don't do anything and you keep it quiet, it's a big deal. Why didn't you do anything for my birthday? Why didn't you have all our friends over for a surprise party? Of course he wants a circus, but he's going to act like he doesn't want it. I didn't want any of this.
There's some psychological truth in what Amin just said. It is a human thing we do, but you're rolling your eyes and shaking your head.
Amin's my man, but I hate the fact that he continues to be a part of this show because of his terrible takes. like LeBron James is in his 16th year. Mm-hmm. You think he want to be flying from city to city being wooed?
Well, they would fly to him.
But by the way, this has happened before with LeBron James, and it didn't work out so well when he was being recruited by the Miami Heat, who, by the way, he only won 2 championships with them. Okay, so if it didn't work well with that scenario and you're the king, every step you take now will be parsed. Or the plane just landed. People from the meeting leaking things. I was in the meeting and this is what the pitch was like. We saw this trending all day yesterday with Paul George. If you LeBron James, you're above that. And look at how James Harden handled it like an MVP, like a peer. Like he's gonna make his decision as an adult. And Joel Embiid handled it like the young homie. We would love for him to come run with us. So how they handled it shows why LeBron James at this point of his career does not need to be wooed in order to make a decision. This ain't a college kid going to a campus, looking at a weight room like, oh my God, look at the weight room. Look at the facility. I'm gonna sign.
But it's more, like do you not think it's playing more into the idea that LeBron James, though he won't admit it, and that's where sort of a lot of the passive aggression comes from, does like to have his ego stroked a little bit? He doesn't want to admit that to anybody. It's not so much about like, look at our weight room, how cool is this? It's more about making him feel all the waves of love and how much everybody wants him.
He finds ways to leave drippings everywhere he goes throughout the season, Beads. Yeah. When he goes to Houston, you see he and CP3 making sure they're doing it for the camera. When he goes to Philly, you see the billboards hanging. LA, you see the billboards hanging. It's already happening. He doesn't have to have a production.
That's why I would say I sort of agree with both sides, which is, yes, I do think he likes that. And I do think it matters. And that's not a criticism. I think it matters to all people. But at the end of the day, I also do not think that's going to be the deciding factor in where he goes. We're going to find out from LeBron James. Again, pay no attention in life to what people say and just look at what they do. So we're going to find out from LeBron James when he makes this decision what is the most important thing to him right now. And again, I will not be at all critical of him if what he decides he wants to do is give himself the best position to win championships immediately. There are places he could do that. I'm not talking about taking the minimum in Golden State. But I am talking, I know you're going to say that.
That's just gross.
But I am talking about there are places he could go that would have better chances than others. If he stays in Cleveland, that is definitively not I'm going to do everything I can to give myself the best chance to win next year kind of move. It's not. Because there are places he would have a better chance next year than that.
I've heard that be said multiple times. And when that happens, people underestimate how the mogul LeBron James has found ways to get Dan Gilbert and Cleveland Cavaliers to spend more money than any team in the NBA the past 4 years, like he can't turn over a roster. We're not paying attention to what happened this year. Remember the storyline going into the season, how it's going to be so great for he and Dwayne Wade to partner up and possibly play for a championship, and how Isaiah Thomas was going to come off an injury, and before you know it, they were gone. They remixed the roster. The Cleveland Cavaliers, as long as you have LeBron James, will be able to do that.
But there have been misses, too. I mean, he hooked up his buddies, Tristan and JR, and those turned out to not really be
And he had to play 48 minutes in Game 7 in Boston just to get them to a final where they had no chance to win.
Correct.
Yeah, he has the power, but the power may not have been used correctly.
Correct. And you're going to see deals that, as fans, we think, man, it's going to be tough to move Tristan. man, it's going to be tough to move JR. I could show you 50 of those deals that you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess you probably could move JR for Allen Crabbe. He did get a $70 million deal in Portland. Now he's with the Nets. So there are deals around the league that you can move and maneuver to actually move those players if LeBron decides that he's going to be there.
The first move on this chessboard takes place on Friday. That's when he has to decline next year and make himself officially a free agent.